there's chicken feet, chicken feet. I got to get used to the chicken feet because I don't even want to get them out of the pot, you know. I call my husband and I say, will you get those out? I don't want to see them. And he doesn't even want to see them. Oh, I can't get the camera straight. See, I wanted you to see that. There we go. So I'm going to try to get used to these. And, you know, he just thinks, oh, they've been running all over the ground. And so anyway, but I got back from the farmer's market and I got all my stash here. And I have some, I didn't film it, but I went to my chicken lady and I got these wonderful bats for chicken broth, and of course the chicken feet. So I'm going to make a huge batch because I know somebody that sprained their ankle or something like that, and so I could share my soup, my broth, if I make enough. So I'm going to get those thawing out. And then this is kind of yummy. I wanted to show you how I don't waste anything. I made bone broth, and let me move all my meat here. I made bone broth, and this stuff is so thick, and you can have bone broth on the Carnivore. So this is like jelly. Look at that. Can you see that? It's like Jello. It's so good. And these were the bones that I got from these people at I don't have my glasses on, at the Broken Horn D Ranch, 100% grass fed. And so I got that there, and I made some broth. I finished this jar, so I don't want to waste anything that's in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there, swish it around and get all that good fat and tallow. That's tallow on the side of the jar, and I'm going to get all of that yummy stuff. I'm going to get my wonderful fancy cup. Oh boy, that is wonderful. Good to the last drop. That is so good. And last week before we went carnivore, if you watched my video on doing my freeze-dried stuff, how I had to freeze-dry everything, I had those string beans in there with the ham. And the water that steamed them had the flavor of the ham, and in fact I put some, you know, just fat and stuff in there in the water, bottom of the water, and the broth had a wonderful, all the nutrients from the string beans, and it also had the flavor from the smoked ham. And so I saved that in that jar. That was what the small jar was. And then I had the smoky bone broth soup. Was really good. So we just finished that off. And so we don't eat a lot of pork, but you know, if I do. So these are what I got. There's 2 in each pack. And just, you know, so it's about, they were $99 or $90 for the 4 of them. And there's 2 in each one, so it's actually 8. So if we did want to eat one each a day, we only have 4 days, but we don't do that. Even though we're carnivore, we can't eat that much. Mark can't even eat that much, so we're going to split 1 a day, and so there's enough here for 8 days if we have that every night. And so I'm going to try to be creative because I am a foodie and I can't just make something plain, and you're not really supposed to use a bunch of spices, so we're going to go with salt and pepper and maybe a little bit of granulated garlic if I can get away with it. So, and I'll be able to tell how I feel because the other day I had a little piece of Gouda cheese and I didn't feel good at all. So this is really a great elimination diet, even if I don't go, you know, do it forever and ever, which again, if you've watched my other posts on this, you know that I never thought I'd do this in a million years. So when I was at the farmer's market today, I wanted to get something to make beef jerky because if you've ever gone low carb or keto and gone to find beef jerky, all beef jerky is not the same, and a lot of it has, a lot of it has sugars in it. Even if you get grass-fed, which I have a bunch of it, I could go and grab a couple packages right now and show you. I'll go do that really quick. They're right here, handy. Here's a brand that you can get just about anywhere now, and when I found this, I was so excited about this one because it was only $4.99 on sale, and you can get them for $5.99, and you know that was good. It was organic beef jerky. It's grass-fed, 100% grass-fed, and this one's teriyaki. None of even the teriyaki, it's got 6 grams of carbohydrates and 6 grams of sugar. So when you look at what they put in it, you know, they have, of course, organic soy sauce, so at least it's not genetically modified, but there's organic sugar in it. And I did get them. I thought, well, you know, I'll get them. There's nothing really else out there, and if we go on a trip or something, it's nice to have that. I mean, you know, if you're going to stop at a restaurant and eat their whatever, you're better off with this. So making my own beef jerky is going to be easy. So I had to get a piece of meat. I asked for London broil. They didn't have it. They had this. So I'm going to see how it works out. So beef cross rib roast. And then I'm not sure how I'm going to season it. I might use some coconut aminos or something like that. But I'll let you know. We'll do a video on that one. I got to have a little sip of my bone broth before it goes cold. So good. I like getting up in the morning, and Mark usually makes us yerba mate. We've been doing that for years. He makes it in the French press, and I'll have 2 cups of that in the morning. And then at night I'll have like a kava tea. But I've been liking the bone broth. So, and it's good. It's got lots of magnesium. It's got calcium that I can absorb, that I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and start thawing this out. I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it get thawed out. In the meantime, I thawed out these. They don't have this in Arizona, but I found them in California, and this is kind of neat. It's organic. It's a chicken party wings, and you get a whole strip of them. So for $15, I got like 3 of these. I cut them apart, and they're nice because they're already cut and everything. So we love chicken wings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them thaw. I'm going to separate them, and I'm going to do some, you know, maybe 7 or 8 one day, or 9 of them. I'm going to split them up, see what's in there, and then that's going to be a meal for us. And we love that because we got fat in there and everything. And then I also got these kebabs from that farmer's market last week, and these are for shish kebabs. But of course I'm not going to be putting mushrooms and zucchini and tomatoes and cheese on the stick with these. But we are going to go ahead and put them on the grill and enjoy them that way. And I'll probably have to figure out something to kind of jazz them up a little, fancy them up, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. Right now we're using hollandaise sauce, which is a really nice seasoning, but you really got to trim it down on the seasonings, and then if you want to start adding those back in, that will work. And so I find that mustard is okay. We like mustard, it likes us, and so we've been okay with mustard, and that's kind of broken up the monotony a little bit. So again, I think I got it all here, so I'm going to check in later and let you know what else I eat, what else we eat tonight. I'm not quite sure what's going to be thawed out for us. And so we'll see you next time. Bye. Remember, this is 5, day 5, carnivore.